Hi everybody, this is Katie. Today is day 2 of the Judy hunt and we're going to get right off to it. I went from ticket number 1 to 48 last time, so here we're starting with ticket 49 and the first villager I run into is Leonardo. He is a perfectly great villager, but obviously not going to work for Dreamy Cloud Island. Then the second is Patty, who's a duplicate, and then also Felicity, who is a duplicate from the first day. And then we run into Penelope. She is actually a very cute little mouse. I don't love the color of her skin, but if she was any other color than this weird green, she'd probably be very popular. Then Kid, which is, I think we've run into him 3 times now. And then we have Cherry. This one is sad because even though I love Cherry, she is a cub, and every single time I run into a cub, I know that I've missed the opportunity for that cub to be Judy. So next up here we have Diva. I love Diva's color, and she does have a really cool Egyptian house, but there's just something about her face that doesn't quite, I don't know, isn't quite perfect. She's just so close to being terrific. Then we have another gorilla. I have seen so many gorillas. This one is Caesar, and he looks like he would be very nice if you were going to invite a gorilla to your island, but not for a cloud island. Next up on the list here is tucked behind the tree is Keaton. I actually think that the eagles are a good fit for a cloud island because they're birds and they fly. So I looked at a lot of them and Keaton was one of them, but I decided against it. And then Axel, I really like Axel. The elephants are wonderful. He has such a cute little blue look to him. And I love the little green tip on his ear. Then we have another cub, and this one is extra hard because Pudge is not my favorite cub. Pudge always looks like he is just feeling really grumpy. And then we have Walker. Walker is a really beautiful dog. I love his black and white colors, and I think I'll probably invite him in the future. Then we have another dog right back to back with Bee, and I really like her little brown color too. I think she'd probably look amazing in some different clothes. Island 62 is Fauna, and Fauna is amazing. I had her on my Christmas island. I love her. She's perfect and beautiful. And then next up on the list here is Carmen. Carmen is actually pretty cute. She's got kind of a funny little buck teeth going on with a little gap, but I like her still. And then Antonio is probably my favorite of the anteaters. He has some really good colors. I love his tail and everything. I bet there's a good theme for him in the future. Here is Chevra. Chevra is one that I'm thinking of inviting to the island if you guys vote her in. Her red jacket is a little bit too red for my pastel island, but I will redress her and she could be perfect. And then T-Bone, I actually didn't remember running into T-Bone in the past. I couldn't even have told you his name until I walked up to him on this hunt. Next up is Billy. He's a really sweet, super kind of calm and casual type of goat, and I think he's really great on some cottagecore islands, but he's not a good fit for my pastel island. Next up is Pudge again, and this is the first villager that really made me mad because I don't particularly care for Pudge, and it's a cub, and it's not the cub that I'm looking for, and a duplicate. And then we have Opal. Opal is the green elephant. I invited her to Emerald, which was my St. Patrick's Day themed island, and I really loved her there. Next up on the list here is Ursula. I can never remember Ursula's name. Do you guys have villagers like that? No matter how many times you see them and their name together, you just can't put them together? That's Ursula for me. This is Melba, who I adore. Her house lends actually a little bit better to a beachy tropical theme, and I've had her several times before, and I have her Amiibo, so I just say hello and leave her. This is Benedict. I really think the chickens are quite funny. There's quite a few of them are growing on me. They sort of make me giggle, so who knows when they might show up. This is Lindbergh, and I just don't like the way that they did his face. In particular, the cheeks, actually, with the dots in it, make it look a little bit diseased. He's just not it for me. And then here we have Bee, who is another duplicate. She was hiding. I had to kind of go around the island a little bit till I found her. And then we find Astrid, who is a duplicate. And then Marina, who is another duplicate. And then Goose, who is tucked into the bamboo on this island. Things are getting just out of control. And then look here, another duplicate, and Puck, who's another duplicate. So many in a row. And then a cub. I love Murphy. Murphy was on my emerald green island, but every time I run into a cub that's not Judy, oh, it's getting, I don't know. And then here we have Boyd. I actually don't remember ever running into Boyd before. I didn't even recognize him, so. And then we have an alligator. Alfonso is actually kind of cool. I wish he was a little more green, a little less yellow, but I like him. He looks like he would be a good alligator. And then Ketchup. Ketchup is painful because I love her, but she's a duplicate. Cashmere. Very interesting color combinations. And sometimes I'm like, ooh, interesting. And other times I'm like, that's just not it. I just can't decide. Island 86 here, I go right past him. And it's Jitters. Jitters was hiding in the green in the trees. But I come back to him. I like Jitters. I think he looks like he would be really fun. And then Kid, whom I think is the 4th time running into him. Alice, just like Melba, I love Alice. Her house is better for more of a beachy island, and I've had her before. She's one of my favorites. And then another cub, Tammy. And Tammy, of course, is lovely, but Tammy is not Judy. Next up here is Boots. He actually has a really great green color, but the jester outfit that he's wearing is just not it. Next up is Avery. Avery is a really good desert, kind of dusty type of pattern. I really like his design, and I might invite him in the future. Up here is Tucker. Tucker is that elephant with a woolly mammoth designed to him. He's great for themes where that makes sense. And then right away, another elephant with Eloise. I really love Eloise. I think her hair is a little bit odd, but I still like her, and I actually may invite her sometime in the future. Next island here is a duplicate with Willow. And then Molly. The game is really testing me with Molly. She is such a cute little baby. I adore her. I've had her. I have her Amiibo. I had to be brave. And then Octavian, which of course we've seen a couple times before. Jacques, who is also a duplicate. And then we have Elise. Elise is actually pretty sweet. She's got a couple very unique characteristics to her, but I just don't feel like she's going to be a good fit for my island at this time. Next one, of course, is Zucker, whom we've seen already before. And then we have Queenie. Queenie is that beautiful purple color. I had her on my fairy island a long time ago, and I really did love Queenie. All right, you guys, that's it for my 2 hours of hunting on day 2. I was able to find a couple more bugs that I'll be able to take to Blathers, which is good. And I did find several bottles on the beach as I was going. Look at that. I have 12 new DIY recipes that I found just on this hunt, which is great. I hope you guys found something useful here and that you continue creating in this game. Until next time, have the best Animal Crossing day.